Good morning, fellow researchers. This is Harvard system philosopher here. Starting from today, we're going to be recording 2 video, 30 minutes each, every single day. The reason for this video is mainly for philosophy research and topic exploration. Right. Some of you who follow system philosophy might know that system philosophy started 5-6 years ago, and it's always been, more abstract. Abstract as in, I personally don't share much of information about system philosophy. The reason why 5 years ago topics are so abstract is because I wanted to give people just enough information so that they can figure out system philosophy on their own. What's the point of, sometimes I feel like, what's the point of giving people the meaning of life when I can just guide them, give them a little tip, and to figure out, their own solution. And then we can match up the final answer together and see, what the differences are. Right? But, one thing that I feel over the years, over the course of 3-4 years, is that I think people are more caring about life. People's attention span are decreasing over time, especially for the younger generation. So they don't really spend the time researching on philosophy. I mean, that's obviously within the initial equation that, honestly, I think people should care more about how to make money, how their life works, how their family works, rather than caring about the meaning of life until, the second before their death, once they're at a certain age or when they're dying. Philosophy is something like that. I mean, people all live within their own world. They don't really care about the universe beyond, the thoughts beyond, even for myself. That's normal. But yeah. But here is it. Well, anyway, back to system philosophy. So why am I going to make this series, right? The reason is because, honestly, let truth be told, system philosophy is really a philosophy created for myself in pursuit of the understanding of the universe and the system around us. And, not just understanding ourselves, but the universe. It's a personal project. I do have a pretty complete system philosophy, but now, after 5 years, the system philosophy never changed. Even though I look at news, I look at different ideals, beliefs, my own belief never changed. And I truly try to actually spend a lot of time in depth. Anyways, but what about system philosophy now? From now, I'm going to slowly change my attitude towards how am I going to spread system philosophy around, right? Because honestly, I think after me spending so long, years and years, thousands of hours spent on the system philosophy, I think it's also my responsibility to somewhat give people who seek system philosophy, to give them a path. Before the path is very abstract because I don't really want to share the concepts. Now I'm going to try a different approach, which is starting from the beginning all the way to the moderate topics, and then people can learn about system philosophy over the time, over basically, 2 video every single day, Monday to Friday only, because weekend I have my own projects, and basically 1 hour per day while I'm driving, because I don't have I don't have time to sit down and hours in the time that I'm driving, because typically I spend the time listening to music, listening to news podcasts, looking at the ideals of others. But I'm gonna spend this time instead talking about system philosophy. So why did I choose this specific format, right? It's YouTube, and instead of on my website, instead of any other format. Matter of fact, before I decided to do video content instead, is because I was finished writing a book. I already finished 3 books, but they're not published. I don't really bother to publish them because honestly, I think book physical formatted content is dying. It's dying because, well, like my family, not only me, my family does philosophy research as well. They rather get a book published. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. They can only buy it in library, and I think that's limited amount of audience, because at bookstore there are only so many people. So instead of making the book publicly available, it will be available for people who have proven themselves, right? To be able to handle and understand and show advancement within system philosophy, and they will be awarded a book. There will be like 50 to 500 copies available. It's not available right now, but I will get it sorted and edited and whatnot. And it won't be available in public, but it will be available as a reward with my signature and a limited edition and serial code, whatnot. That's the topic for book. Anyways, this video is going to basically introduce you to what's going to happen from now on. Not only we're going to talk about system philosophy, but we're also going to look at daily events that's occurring every single day, or decipher them with system philosophy, our interpretation of system philosophy. Because again, system philosophy is a worldview, it's a systematic worldview. I think improves once you mastered the core logics of it. It is very similar to religion, where in religion you have an answer to everything, which is God created everything because it's because of God. In system philosophy is a similar complex system. Honestly, for religion, the system is very easy. It's basically everything equal God. You can solve it with mathematical equation. Very simple. Everything is equal to 1. I mean, it's a good answer. Honestly, it solves the problem for most people who are lazy about. I'm not saying that it's late. Like a lot of people don't have time. Rather, before they die, donate everything to them. Send them take it to God or whatnot. For us, we're going to be a little bit different. Look, we perfectly understand. I personally respect religion because it keeps the world being a better place. Honestly, I think religion is a perfect thing, but in terms of worldview, it's not a perfect answer. I mean, people can of course treat it as a perfect answer, but when I don't want to that chauvinist or people who are religious, but system philosophy give you a second worldview, a systematic worldview that's much more in depth and covers answers all questions within a system. All right, it's boring. So why specifically YouTube format, right? look, once this series is gonna last for years and years and years and years to come, as long as you're driving. So it's gonna, be a long time. But why video format? Okay, the video format is because hopefully we can literally extract the audio from the video and then do a podcast separately on this. But video, yeah, I mean video is fine. Yeah, I always prefer to do video instead of just audio. Yeah, and also because in case of a car crash or something, there's evidence. There's two birds, one stone. Just kidding. I'm very focused on the road. I'm pretty good at multitasking when it comes to philosophy, thinking about philosophy and driving, because years of training. Because I try to make my life efficient as possible. Because again, sometimes you talk about, for me, let's talk about the system philosophy. Is that I think everyone start off from the same starting point in life. Life efficiency is what makes one person different from another. Life experiences, more experiences that you have, the more that you grow. Also depending on your mentality on how you handle experiences. Really depends on different factors. But so basically, if you're always aware of your life and try to get experience from everything that you can do and try to get more experience out of things, out of life, then you'll be more on top. That's why sometimes I value people like sometimes I'm jealous of people who only sleep for a few hours because they have more time to do research, they have more time to think. Well, that's one thing. More time to think. But for system philosophy, it's funny because 5 years ago, I said, I thought, when I get to age of 80, between age of 20 to 80, there's a 60-year gap or something like that, right? And during that gap, maybe you will get more life experience, and then your perspective, your ideology in life will change, right? Supposedly. But then I realized that after all these years, system philosophy haven't changed. Right now I'm 26. I started system philosophy when I was 17. That's like close to 9 years, right? System philosophy haven't changed anything. Now that I look back on the research log, the 3 books I wrote, nothing changed. Nothing changed. It's the same. We're still living in the same world as before. I thought time would change something, but time does not erode philosophy if it is a system philosophy. It's timeless. I always thought it's timeless. I mean, it just confirmed the fact, but it is always timeless. Yeah. But the only one thing I changed is that for my research log, it goes in very in depth. For example, it talks about different values and it's split into invincible value, visible value. There's just so many categories, specialized. It's like, it's like cell. You can divide cell into atoms, into molecules and atoms, and in quarks, right? You can always put in more depths and more depths and more depths, but in reality, it's still a cell system. You can divide it all up, you can, but yeah. When I look through the old research log, is so deep, so deep, so deep, so deep to the point that reading back today, I'm a little bit okay, yeah, it's a little bit deep, yeah. What's the point of putting it up deep, because general people didn't really go that deep anyways, right? What's the point, It's like talking about philosophy, what is it? Sometimes, difficult philosophy, such as, for example, one of the easier philosophy, I would say, is religion, and then, for example, survival of the fittest is so easy that you can compile all in one sentence, then you can figure out the rest all in, from that one sentence. Pretty compact. There's two ways a philosophy can go. One is for general public, which you make it as easy to understand as possible, and or for example, for college researchers, dig into a philosophy and look at the historical background. Oh my God, what was that? That. What's the point of that? Honestly, sometimes I feel like there's two paths. One is to make philosophy easy. All the paths is to be the frontier of philosophy. 5 years ago, at least, right, I thought about philosophy being the depth. I was afraid. I always wanted to be exceptional. The reason why I even started philosophy is to be exceptional. I mean, what's the point of looking into meaning of life and everyone knows it? It's just because nobody knows it, then that's when you pursue it, and I can change something, right? Spoiler alert, understanding does not change too much. All right, it doesn't give you the God mode or anything. But anyway, so 5 years ago, I tried to. Sometimes it's it gets deep. It gets really deep because. This is very, very complicated research. But anyways, 5 years ago, I tried to look deep because I wanted to, pursue exceptionalism, right? So all the research goes in deep and deep and deep and deep and deep, deep and deep, just to make sure that I'm at the frontier of the entire area. But the problem is that, as with any philosophy, whatnot, you do need followers. You do need people who are, who have the same ideal as you are. And you have to, as with any philosophy researcher, you need to have that backing, right? Without that backing, I don't know. Sometimes what's the point of its backing, but yeah. Well, the reason why you do need philosophy backing is that if there are enough people who are supporting the project, you start, oh my God, that goes to another topic. Holy shit, there's so much topic to talk about. Alright. Anyways, the point is, let's finish the previous topic, which is that 5 years ago I tried to deep, but not many people understand. Now I'm gonna try to pursue the easier path. Why pursue an easier path? Let me tell you the reason why. Alright. When I have a philosophy degree. I minored in philosophy. Yeah, right. Look, the reason why I minored in philosophy, not because I fucking love philosophy. I dedicate my life in philosophy. My life belongs to philosophy. All right. If I die right now, I'm not going to. Would I sacrifice my life over sense of philosophy? The answer is yes. All right. I don't care about my physical existence. I care about developing system philosophy. I am system philosophy, right? I become part of system philosophy, right? Or I create But then the reason why I'm minoring in system philosophy is because I know the society doesn't give a crap about philosophy. I fucking think that the United States should fucking practice philosophy since year one. How can you do anything in life when you don't understand life? How can you do anything about yourself when you don't understand yourself, dude? Like, that's for another topic. But the point is, the reason why I couldn't pursue system philosophy fully is because in our society we don't give a fuck about philosophy. Who the fuck give a shit about what you think, right? It's all fucking opinion, right? So yeah, that's a problem with philosophy. I would never pursue a major in philosophy. Is because society doesn't care. You can't find a job as a philosophy. Who pays for conversation? Who pays for ideals? And you think going to church is free? You can donate, but it's not cost anything, right? People doesn't care, doesn't respect, right? That's why I pursued computer science. It's to make money, to stabilize myself, then pursue philosophy. But I truly believe that, system philosophy will make you different from everybody else. And, sometimes people say, what's the point of philosophy? Well, supposedly it changes you. And guess what? I'm going to prove that it makes me different and give me success. That's why you have another reason to learn about system philosophy. It's for the, what's the benefit, right? There's a lot of benefit. You see through everything, and you know exactly what you're doing, why you're doing, give you greater creative power. Talking about creative power, if you look at my YouTube channel, I do a lot of businesses. I do a lot of project, smart chip, marketing technologies, mailing program, cutout design, special crafts, CNC machinery, and stuff like that. I do a lot of projects. You expand your area of creativity as well. Sometimes I think that people who generally learn about philosophy they're more aware of themselves because they spend more time on it. Disregard they come up to the conclusion of system philosophy or not. They have their own personality. They're definitely different than everybody else. That's very important because they at least have the idea of pursuing the greater acknowledgement, greater understanding of life. Excuse me. But yeah, system philosophy. For people who want to learn more about system philosophy, it's always on my website. If you don't know where my website is, find it. In the world, come on, find it. Use Google, find it. It's easy. I'm not gonna say anything. People who, one thing about, one thing about system philosophy about me is that I love it when people pursue something. I don't like to hand it to them. I have the solution to some systems. System philosophy of human action. System philosophy of the universe, declarational, right? Two. I created two. I don't like to hand solution to people. People have to figure out things on their own. I don't want. For one thing is that you can't fully learn or understand system philosophy just like that. You really need a lot of practice. You really need a lot of experience. You really need to look at the world with your own view and start solving the problem with your own, with a key. I don't like to hand things to people. People have to persuade things. That's why I'm not going to even market this series. I never did. I never cared to bother. I only wanted people who wanted to pursue this great understanding of the universe to find me, to find my research. That's all there is, because it's quite frankly, everyone needs to find their own. This is a treasure hunt. I think. Yeah. People doesn't value things when it's handed to them. They need to kind of figure out things on their own. And what's the point of if everyone have the same solution? Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, every video is going to be around 30 minutes to 40 minutes long, because that's how long is my commute, my daily commute. And yeah, and all the video are going to be uncut just like this, because I don't have time to cut them. I have too much things to do. In part, system philosophy is one of the areas that I spend money, is earning money. So obviously I need to make money, right? And I'm too young to be. Sometimes I feel I'm too young to be a philosopher. Until I'm like age of dying, that people start more caring, because I think for a lot of researchers, their work doesn't get reflected until they die or something. Yeah, it's that art, it's more special when the person couldn't create them anymore. Because they're worried, oh my god, the artist is gonna start creating random art and then put their signature on it and then degrade the existing work. Price or economy and whatnot. I guess that applies to philosophy somewhat. Yeah, that's the economy. Well, yeah, I'm talking about, another reason why I started this series, but because publication is really difficult. Look, my family have their book published in China, but because of censorship, their book have to be put off shelf, even though they talk nothing about communist China or anything, right? Even reference is bad. Even talking about trying to build up a philosophy within your own mind is bad. So they don't want you to think. They want you to just adopt and live the present. Don't even bother. Just live, right? I honestly think that everyone can definitely live their whole life without worrying about meaning of life. Who cares, right? Oh yeah, the reason why. Oh yeah, because I did send my book to publication. I didn't mention. Well, I try to lure. I love to lure. So I love to pretend. Oh my god. Hey, publisher. I have a book that spent 20 years on. I'm a philosopher on 20 years of this book. All right. Would you take a look at it and maybe publish it? I didn't mention anything about the book. And same thing, I published them. Publishers don't really care about that. funny thing is that in philosophy book publishers, they don't really care too much about publishing philosophy. It's kind of odd. Yeah, that's why physical media is kind of dying. It's funny how storybook gets published, a fiction book gets published, but people rather read at those than philosophy, maybe because it's boring. That's one of the regret about philosophy. That people doesn't care. Sometimes, people don't care. Always thought that way since started researching, that I'm the only one who seems to give a fuck. I spend all my life on it, who think about it nonstop. Everybody else doesn't care. It kind of surprises me. know why I care. Everybody else doesn't care. It's really odd. Yeah. Odd thing being, why am I the only? Yes, sometimes I feel like why am I the only one who's have this sense of urgency? Everybody else, look at so many people, billions of people. They don't do any research about discovering the. They don't discover anything about understanding of the universe, the material world. Because consumerism, capitalism is more important. Making money is more important still. But anyways, I'm trying hard to make money to prove that business and philosophy it give you a different outcome than other people. But sometimes I also look at, because I know a lot of business owners, success people, right? Sometimes, I'm Chinese, right? So I know a lot of Chinese whose parents are rich, themselves drive a Ferrari around, they don't know anything, but their family is rich, therefore they're rich, they have a decent business success because they have the investment, because sometimes in this world, money makes money, right? For me, I can only pursue the path that make money without money, such as online marketing. You pretty use leverage. I try to, I aim in business areas such as computer science, where you have a lot of leverage. One person can do a lot of job. Basically, in computer science, one person can replace many per people. Unless you're a general developer, but if you're on the management side, your decision makes a huge load. Your decision can replace a team of 50 people, but leverage. For me, I can only pursue a path of leverage, right? But anyways, I arrived every day, 30 minutes, uncut. I don't like cut. I mean, in the future, once the video gets popular, I'll get an editor. But right now, I don't, because I already spent a lot of money on system philosophy. Donation zero, pretty much zero. From public zero. But once there'll be, once the series become popular, if you think this is beneficial to you, and if you're a system philosopher, if you're a philosopher, hobbyist, then consider, you can even cut the video for me if you're a good video editor. This concludes the video, the part 1. All right, have a great day. All right.